is Grace. She's a continental giant, and Grace is 9 months old.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the animals who are shockingly large compared to their closest relatives.
The Chinese giant salamander truly is a living fossil, belonging to the family Cryptobranchidae, which has been around over 170 million years.
Number 20. Belgian draft horse.
A small country in northwestern Europe is home to a large horse that has become a beloved breed around the world.
Okay, so most horses aren't small, but draft horses are huge. The biggest breed of horse is the Belgian draft horse, often growing to more than 16 hands and up to 3,000 pounds. Even the newborns are large, often weighing around 125 pounds.
That's a lot of hoof right there.
They were initially from Europe, but since the 1940s, they've been primarily bred in the US. Today, the Belgian draft horse is the most popular draft horse in the US. There are more of these horses in the country than all other heavy breeds put together. The tallest horse in recorded history was Big Jake, who measured over 20 hands, and the heaviest was Brooklyn Supreme, who weighed 3,200 pounds. Both were, of course, Belgian draft horses.
Most people think of them as workhorses, as farm horses. They are also just brilliant horses to ride.
Number 19, African giant earthworm.
Whenever we get lots of rain, we get things that we don't normally see pop out.
There are about 7,000 species of earthworm on the planet. The largest earthworm species is found in South Africa. African giant earthworms average 4.5 feet long, but they can stretch up to 22 feet. Weighing 3.3 pounds, these slimy creatures are a lot bigger than the earthworms you've probably seen on the sidewalk after it rains. On the subject of massive worms, the bootlace worm is one of the longest animals, measuring up to 180 feet. Thankfully, they usually only grow 5 to 10 millimeters thick. Number 18. Northern giant hummingbird. Hummingbirds are the smallest known living birds. The tiniest species of these, called the bee hummingbird, weighs less than 1/10 of an ounce when fully grown.
Their tiny size makes them tasty prey for snakes, birds, even spiders.
Even the largest hummingbird, the northern giant, is pretty small. Still weighing less than 1 ounce, the wingspan is usually around 8.5 inches, and the length is a bit over 9 inches.
Its large wings even enable it to glide, and that's a behavior not seen in other hummingbirds.
To put that in perspective, the northern giant hummingbird can grow to be almost 5 times larger than the bee hummingbird. The northern giant grows to about the length of a common cardinal, but it weighs significantly less. Number 17. Megalablata Longjapennis.
So basically that's fancy Latin for enormous roach.
Most people are grossed out by even little cockroaches. American cockroaches, for example, rarely grow longer than 2 inches, and they're seen as invasive pests worldwide. No one wants to find a cockroach of any size anywhere in their house, but if you are in South America, watch out for the 4-inch long Megalablata Longjapennis. This cockroach, which is the world's biggest, has a wingspan of 8 inches. If that's not long enough for you, the largest documented specimen had an 8.6-inch wingspan. It's safe to say these huge insects can creep out even the bravest bug lover. Number 16. St. Helena giant earwig. We're all thankful that common earwigs don't actually enter human ears and lay eggs in the body. There was a species of earwig, however, that was too large to fit in a human's ear. The St. Helena giant earwig could grow to over 3 inches, which is roughly 6 times the size of a common earwig. These massive insects lived from the Eocene epoch between 56 and 34 million years ago until the 1960s. They were first discovered in 1798 and last seen alive in 1967, though they were only declared extinct in 2014. Number 15. Gambian Pouched Rat. These gigantic rodents are named for the pouches in their cheeks that enable them to carry food like a hamster.
He is a Gambian Pouched Rat.
Okay.
And he's actually only about 8 weeks old.
Oh my goodness.
They're originally from sub-Saharan Africa, but after being kept as pets and then released in the wild, they're now an invasive species in Florida. Gambian pouched rats can grow to 3 feet long and weigh over 3 pounds. The largest ones reach 9 pounds. They can also hold several kilograms of nuts in their pouches.
Fairly recently, they've started using this species to detect tuberculosis in humans.
That's astonishing.
It's incredible, isn't it? It's such a powerful nose.
Number 14. Giant freshwater stingray.
Witness the elusive, massive, giant stingray.
Most stingrays grow to about 3 feet wide, but there is a species that can grow to over 7 feet wide. The giant freshwater stingray is primarily found in rivers in South and Southeast Asia. These grayish-brown animals are usually over 6 feet in width and over 16 feet in length.
It takes 6 people to heave this huge animal onto its front, into a position where we can measure it.
In 2022, a giant freshwater stingray weighing 661 pounds was found in Cambodia. It measured more than 7 feet wide, and it is the largest freshwater fish ever documented. These Asian giant freshwater stingrays shouldn't be confused with the South American giant freshwater stingray, also called the short-tailed river stingray. Number 13. Solomon Islands skink. Most skinks only measure about 4.5 inches long. The Solomon Islands skink, however, can reach 32 inches long. Half that length is just the tail.
You can see this long, slender body they have here, and that's to help them navigate through the treetops.
Even the babies are huge, especially in comparison to the mothers. Solomon Island skinks give live birth, and newborns often measure 11 to 12 inches. Dr. Kevin Wright of the Philadelphia Zoo compared those sizes to a human giving birth to a 6-year-old child. Outside of captivity, these huge lizards are found only in the Solomon Islands archipelago in the southwest Pacific Ocean. The species is at risk of becoming endangered due to habitat destruction, being captured for the pet trade, and the fact that they only have one baby at a time.
They're very powerful animals, and as you can see, I'm wearing this heavy glove as well. So skinks are very strong, powerful animals, so they really need to be handled with respect and care.
Number 12. Giant Huntsman spider.
With a leg span of over 10 inches, they're the size of dinner plates.
These humongous arachnids are the largest spider by leg span, which can be up to 1 foot. By comparison, their bodies are comically small, measuring only about 2 inches long. Before the discovery of the giant huntsman spider in caves in Laos, the golden huntsman spider of Australia held the record for body length at 1.6 inches. There are cases of giant huntsman spiders biting humans, but lucky for us, their venom is not fatal. But if you're a cockroach, silverfish, or cricket, they will run and ambush you, quickly making a meal for themselves.
Crushing mandibles tear immediately into the cricket, and the spider injects its paralyzing venom.
Number 11. Amazonian giant centipede.
One venomous predator stalks the American tropics. Out of 3,000 species of centipedes, it's the Leviathan.
The world's largest species of centipede often measures longer than a foot. The Amazonian giant centipede can be found living under leaf litter and rocks in northern regions of South America. They have up to 27 segments, and they are carnivorous. They're known to eat frogs, snakes, birds, and bats.
Through a pair of sharp pincers, it delivers a toxic brew of venom that attacks the nervous system.
But they've also been responsible for at least one human death. A child in Venezuela was bitten by an Amazonian giant centipede that was hiding in an open soda can in 2014, and unfortunately passed away soon after. Suddenly, those common long-legged house centipedes aren't so scary. Number 10. Goliath Frog. Some frogs, like bullfrogs, can reach quite the size, at least compared to other frogs. It is the Goliath frog, however, that dwarfs the others in its species. This aptly named frog can weigh over 7 pounds and have a body length of nearly 13 inches. With legs included, that length is doubled. Owing to its size, the Goliath frog eats animals that ordinarily eat frogs, essentially rewiring the food chain. Snakes, turtles, other frogs, and even in one instance, a bat are all documented prey. This amphibious maximus lives in a very tiny region of Central Africa, and their already small population is unfortunately shrinking due to human persecution.
The Cameroon government has stepped in to protect the frogs. Now, Nakoti looks for frogs not to sell them, but to help study them.
Number 9. Giant squid. It's the closest we've come to finding a mythical sea monster. Giant squids are known through generations of tall tales and urban legends, from destroying ships to stalking Jack Sparrow.
Hello, Beastie.
But what's not legend is its body size. Based on only a handful of specimens, scientists estimate that the giant squid can attain lengths of 43 feet and weigh over 600 pounds. And this isn't even the largest squid species. The colossal squid is near kraken in size, as one living specimen weighed 1,100 pounds.
The more you want to learn about the live animals, the more you try and learn about the live animals, the more you realize that we know absolutely nothing about them.
Their maximum weight is estimated to be around 1,700 pounds, with a body length approaching 50 feet. Don't you wish these things were imaginary? Number 8. Leatherback Sea Turtle.
Leatherbacks are very interesting animals. They're very mysterious because they spend most all of their lives out in the open ocean.
Everything's bigger in the ocean, and turtles are no exception. All sea turtles are man-sized or greater, but the leatherback is the size of a car. Well, at least a smart car. The leatherback sea turtle can be 9 feet long and weigh 1,400 pounds. But there are multiple reports of specimens weighing 2,000 pounds or more, though these are hard to confirm. These gentle giants swim throughout the globe and feed almost exclusively on jellyfish, acting as a natural population controller.
While in Atlantic Canadian waters, leatherbacks love to eat jellyfish, eating more than their body weight in a single day.
There are theories they can live over 100 years if left alone, but as humanity unfortunately dictates, the most peaceful animals are usually the most vulnerable. Number 7. Nemos Jellyfish.
Drifting through the ocean since before the dinosaurs, without blood, bones, or a brain.
Even the leatherback might have trouble devouring this guy. Nemos jellyfish, named after the man who discovered it, can be almost 7 feet in diameter and weigh 440 pounds. Unlike most other species on this list, Nemos jellyfish are thriving, especially in the waters between Japan and China.
But these jellyfish devastate ecosystems, and they're lethal to the local fishing industry.
They're growing so large and so abundant, in fact, that a 10-ton fishing boat was upended from the weight of the jellyfish it had caught in its net. Despite its bulk, it is dwarfed in length by the lion's mane jellyfish, whose tentacles can reach 121 feet. Number 6. Chinese Giant Salamander.
The Chinese giant salamander truly is a living fossil, belonging to the family Cryptobranchidae, which has been around over 170 million years.
As a kid, you may have flipped rocks in search of various creatures, like salamanders. These lizard-like amphibians could fit in the palm of your hand, making them perfect trophies for the adolescent adventurer. Coming upon the Chinese giant salamander would be a different story. Perhaps by flipping cement slabs, you could find this creature, which can be 6 feet long and weigh 130 pounds. Rarely seen unless hunted for, they are exclusively aquatic and scour the rocky bottoms of rivers and lakes for food. Collecting has caught up with this living dinosaur, however, and extinction is imminent because of the disruption of its natural environment, its status as a luxury dish, and its use in Chinese medicine.
If we're not careful, these creatures, which have been around for a long time, may soon disappear forever.
Number 5. Capybara.
Along the banks of the Amazon River, alert members of the Capiara family watch over the herd.
Rodents are some of the smallest mammals in terms of body size. We don't think of mice, squirrels, hamsters, and shrews as bulky animals, and rightly so. But there's one rodent that breaks this mold, and that is the capybara. As the largest rodent in the world, the capybara can reach lengths of nearly 5 feet and weigh up to 200 pounds. This means that the largest capybara weighs more than the largest wolf. Such gargantuan creatures reside largely in South America and spend their lives foraging for plants and trying to evade predators like anacondas, jaguars, and humans.
In the Amazon, there are many predators, and these plump-bodied capybaras are a favorite prey.
Despite their size, capybaras are not much of a threat, though their huge incisors can pack quite a bite. Number 4. Giant African Land Snail.
Florida, already full of terrifying animals and critters, is now battling massive invasive snails.
These aren't your garden variety snails. No, they can grow to almost 8 inches long and 4 inches in diameter. With big bodies come big appetites, and considering how much a regular snail eats, the African variety can eat tenfold, which is why they are regarded as pests. In fact, the giant snail is considered one of the world's most harmful invasive species. Its exportation from Africa led to accidental introduction elsewhere in the world, and also risks the transmission of meningitis to humans due to parasites it may carry. Eradication projects have been attempted in the U.S. and South Pacific Islands, but the snails have proven resilient.
If you see these large snails, and they're fairly distinctive, call the Division of Plant Industries, let them know, and they'll come out.
Number 3. Continental giant rabbit.
This is Grace. She's a continental giant, and Grace is 9 months old.
The Continental rabbit is bred for insane sizes, and this genetic tampering has not failed to elicit results. At 4 feet 4 inches long and weighing 55 pounds, these rabbits rival dogs in size. They were first recorded in 1893, descending from the original Flemish giants.
They're a lovely creature, very gentle, and these guys behave more like dogs than rabbits.
Both kinds were brought from Europe to America in the 1800s in an effort to have them increase the size of American breeds by mating. Originally, they were used more for their parts, like fur and meat, but nowadays they are coveted as pets. For some, a world of giant bunnies wouldn't be so bad, but for others, that would be a little too close to a Donnie Darko-style fantasy. Number 2. Giant golden-crowned flying fox.
Are just big, harmless bats, the biggest in the world. Their wingspan can reach a whopping 6 feet.
The golden-crowned flying fox is a bat, not a fox at all, but it's named due to its fox-like coloring. The flying fox has a near 6-foot wingspan, which approaches that of an eagle, securing its status as the largest flying mammal in existence. Luckily for humanity, the flying fox belongs to the fruit bat family, so it is entirely content with feeding on plant material. In fact, the flying fox is completely non-aggressive and can even be said to be cute. However, that doesn't mean we want to be keeping one as a pet anytime soon.
During the day, they live in huge colonies or camps, housing up to 100,000 flying foxes.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into Settings and switch on your notifications. Number 1. The Big Duck. Quite a bit larger than all other ducks, this big one comes in at 60 feet tall and weighs over 15 tons. Scientists are beside themselves in shock. The last to bring their research on this issue to the Mallard Council was called a quack. But really, the weirdest huge animal is, number 1, Japanese spider crab.
They're actually fairly small for their species. These guys can get up to over 10 feet across.
This spider crab is a deep-sea crustacean that lives off the coast of Japan. It was named appropriately due to its long, spidery legs that extend from a rather small body. The body is only 16 inches, but with legs included, the Japanese spider crab can approach 12 feet long, making this phobia-exploiting creature the largest arthropod species in terms of length. This king-sized crab is also adept at using camouflage to survive. At least nature was sympathetic and left this terrifying animal amalgam at the bottom of the ocean, meaning it's likely that the only time you'll see it is in your nightmares.
Here we have two that are kind of competing over the same piece of food. So I'm gonna quickly get another piece of shrimp down to this guy.
What massive animals have surprised you with their size? Let us know in the comments.
Weighing in at nearly a ton and as big as a horse, the liger is the true definition of weird.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.